We're a little more than a month away from the college football season. I couldn't be more excited, but here it is, my final preseason rankings to the 2022 NFL draft class, starting with the quarterback position. I really like this quarterback class. It feels a lot deeper than last year, but at the same time, it's not nearly as top heavy. Now, you're going to be getting my top 10, unless, of course, you're Bro Scout tier members. Then you get my full rankings, which I'm going to list off 16 other guys. So if you want to check out the full rankings, go ahead, become a Bro Scout tier member. And yeah, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you appreciate the content. And as always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have some beautiful football discourse down there. Quick asterisk. There's 4 guys I decided to leave off of these rankings because I think that they shouldn't declare just yet. So I didn't include Western Michigan's Caleb Elby, Coastal Carolina's Grayson McCall, Jaden Daniels from Arizona State, and Bo Nix from Auburn. I just don't think that they're ready yet, or at least they're in the best positions currently. Of course, we're all talking about this before the season. So I decided not to include them in my rankings, but I do have them evaluated. So let's go ahead and let's get in. And we're starting number 10 with a real hot take. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Desmond Ridder. I get why people like him. He's got good size, dual threat, man. Straight up a dual threat. Over the last 2 seasons, he has 61 runs for 10 plus yards. And he's got good arm strength. The guy can sling it downfield. The thing is, man, I hate his accuracy. Even in the short to intermediate, it's not like he's got pinpoint accuracy. He kind of just gets the ball there. The ball placement could use some work, but he's at his worst when throwing downfield. On throws of 20 yards or more, he was 31%, 14 of 45. Oftentimes, he was putting the ball in harm's way when he did that. The dude's still a raw prospect. I used to say I don't see why he decided to come back. I really thought he had nothing left to prove at Cincinnati, considering that they were going to stick with the 4-team playoff format. And it's like he's not going to really elevate himself. He's not going to see a ton of top competition to kind of prove himself. But if he can prove he can be more accurate, especially even if it's just to the short to intermediate, like I could live with him not being accurate downfield. But some people reject this cat as a first rounder. I don't see it, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could be wrong, man. I've been wrong before plenty times, but I'm just currently not a fan of his game. Moving on, number 9, Phil Jurkovec out of Boston College. I really like this cat's game, dude. He's a former Notre Dame transfer, and he was very successful outside the pocket and just outside of structure. He's very composed under pressure, just very good in the intermediate passing game, but I feel he can use a bit more touch on some of his passes downfield. He was 31.6% in terms of his accuracy on passes 20 plus yards. But I mean, if you're trying to be like, well, that's not too far from Ridder. Yeah, but like at least his balls were in the vicinity. He didn't put the ball often in harm's way. So that's kind of like why I like him a bit better than Ridder. He's actually pretty mobile too. He has 7 forced missed tackles on 36 attempts. A little scary with the 7 fumbles. So maybe you don't do that, but I like this guy's built. 6'5", 226. I would like to see him show up, though, against top competition. Last year versus Notre Dame and Clemson, he was 30 of 66 for 476 yards. Yeah, he threw 4 touchdowns and just 1 interception, but I want to see bigger play. I want to see him actually try to elevate that squad and have them compete a bit better. Honestly, I really think this guy might return. Like, he's got another year of eligibility, and with how kind of deep this class is, he could come back and try to compete in the 2023 draft class. I would dare to say he has a little bit of first round potential. I would say he's kind of that long shot, you know, kind of like Caleb Elby is for Sports Illustrated. Going to number 8, Emory Jones. This might be another hot take here because we've only seen him, have 95 dropbacks. I get it. I understand. He's a total projection at this point. We're talking about a very limited sample size. But from what we have seen, we've seen he is very talented. The guy can sling the ball. He can throw it on a rope. He has some of the best mobility in this class. Now, there were a lot of positives from the limited sample size, but when he was kind of forced outside of structure, when he was forced outside of his rhythm, that's when we kind of saw some of the negatives come to fruition. And honestly, a lot of that, you could just throw it on inexperience, because we were saying the same stuff about Davis Mills last year. Now, with Jones, when he was kind of forced off his rhythm, he just wouldn't go through progressions. He kind of would just lock onto his first target and just kind of force the ball in there. Kind of dangerous when you do that. Those lead to turnovers. So, yeah, I'm just what we've seen is promising, and I look forward to seeing more. And that'll, again, the third round, pure projection. I mean, Mike Renner has him in the first. I would say he does have that type of potential, but I'm just not willing to put my projection out there yet. I do need to see more from him. And then at number 7, Matt Corral. A lot of people like him as a first rounder. I'm not there, dude. I can't. This guy is literally the J.R. Smith of college football. When he's hot, he's great. When he is not hot, when he's cold, he puts out the worst performances of anyone in this class. I'm telling you. Now, I like the arm talent from Corral, and he throws a pretty deep ball. Let me tell you, there's a lot of touch on that, on his throws downfield. He had 8 completions for 40-plus yards last year. But I can't get around to some of his ugly performances. I can't get over that. Now, in his first season under the Lane train, the dude was stupid productive in the offense, but those ugly games, mainly Arkansas and Louisiana, or LSU, excuse me, he threw 10 of his 13 picks in those 2 games. I'm telling you, they were bad. Now, this guy, he's kind of a vintage gunslinger. I really like his pocket presence. I wouldn't say he's like a dual threat quarterback, but the dude can get mobile. He can gain yards with his feet if he needs to. I like his escapability. But this year, man, I need to see less. I don't want to see those level of bad performances. I want to see the decision making get better. If it doesn't, he's really just this high-end developmental prospect. And those typically go on day 3. And if he puts up more ugly performances this season, good luck at being drafted. Like, the Matt Corral, projection is literally there. Some people like him in the first. He could be an undrafted free agent by the end of the year. I find that real wild about Matt Corral. Going on to number 6, I got JT Daniels out of Georgia. This guy definitely could be in the first round. Definitely. It's just, we've really only seen limited high-end play from him. Mainly, 3 of those 4 games he played for Georgia last season. He kind of had a so-so career at USC before he went down with injury, and then obviously Kedon Slovis ended up becoming the starter there. But he really did look good in 4 starts for Georgia. He loves to attack downfield. I love that mentality. The dude was 32 of 56 on passes of 10 plus yards or more. That's 60%. Really, really accurate. 7 touchdowns. Woo. 2 interceptions. Almost 7 interceptions. That sounds like Matt Corral. People are going to be mad at that joke. But he did run into some trouble versus Cincinnati. Just thrown into coverage. He had 4 turnover-worthy plays. They all came downfield. I get it. The guy wants to throw downfield. He wants to make big plays, but sometimes it would be nice if he just kind of settled for his checkdowns. I really look forward to seeing him this year. The dude has the arm talent of a first rounder. Me personally, I just need to see more, and I can't wait. Let's take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest and the best place to go play fantasy football for big cash prizes. Ooh, wee. And let me tell you, Underdog, they got you covered. All you have to do is draft. No need to worry about injuries, waivers, or lineups. Underdog, they got you covered. So go online or use the app, which is pretty slick, and just draft a season-long best ball team and they take care of the rest. No in-season management required. And they're willing to give you $25 when you sign up so you can take a shot in their $1 million fantasy football tournament, or you can play in some other best ball leagues or even make prop bets. Now you get that free $25 on Underdog when you use the promo code Broshmo. It's free to sign up, so use promo code Broshmo. Bam, you get your $25 once you make your first deposit. So drop $1 in there, bam, you got $26. You big spender, y'all baller. But go ahead, support Underdog. It helps me out. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. And if you're looking for more fantasy content from me, check me out on TikTok at Broshmo. The link's in the description below. Number 5. This is the one y'all all voted on in the community tab. And it was Kedon Slovis, man. He's my number 5. Got a second round grade on him. Dude was lights out in the fourth quarter. Literally, he was fourth quarter Kirk Cousins last season. I just need to see it in the other 3 quarters. I just need to see that same caliber of play. Now, the dude doesn't have a cannon for an arm by any means, but I think he makes it up with just laser pinpoint accuracy in the intermediate and short passing game. Overall, over the last 2 seasons, he has a completion rate of 63% on throws past the line of scrimmage, which is actually first among eligible prospects this season. His decision making, though, really does need to improve. The dude has he's been late on a lot of throws, mainly in the first 3 quarters last season. But his 34 turnover-worthy plays over the last 2 seasons is actually the most in this class. So there is a bit of a concern there. That's why I kind of got him listed as a second rounder. And it's not like he has the elite arm talent of the other guys on this list. And then at 4, I got Carson Strong. I'm believing the hype, man. I'm believing the hype. He's got one of the strongest arms in this class, ironically, It's kind of his namesake, but he really does. He had one of the longest passes last season of the eligible quarterback prospects in this class, and the dude has a very quick release. He puts the ball on a rope, man, when he throws. Like, he's throwing some zingers out there. This guy, when he's throwing deep, he doesn't let his balls hang, if you know what I'm saying. He's just deadly accurate with the ball as well. He's actually 68% in terms of his completion percentage on throws past the line of scrimmage. The dude threw for 27 touchdowns on throws past the line of scrimmage. And he's doing this a majority of the time with no play action, no screens, which basically it takes, so there's really no influence from the running game when he's doing this. Like, the guy is a very good passer. He's got that prototypical height at 6'4". If you could maybe put on like 5'10" pounds, he gets around that prototypical quarterback size, or at least the prototypical quarterback size of old, if you know what I'm saying. The one thing, though, I really didn't like, and it's kind of a big thing, is how he maneuvers the pocket, because he has Carson Wentz levels of pocket presence. When it comes to his instincts in terms of pressure, the guy's leaving the pocket before there's even a sign of pressure. And you might be like, oh man, those are good instincts, but the pressure never comes. That's the thing. The dude's rolling out and making it difficult on his offensive line to have to block for him. Now, keep in mind, it's that type of lack of poise in the pocket that made Jacob Eason, a guy with great arm talent, go from a potential first round to day 2 pick to a 4th rounder. So he could likely, there's a good chance, man, if that doesn't improve, he ends up being a day 3 guy. I think he will. I think he'll prove much better at that this year. I'm a big fan of his game. So yeah, I got him here at 4. Let's go ahead to number 3, Malik Willis. He's my first round prospect out of this quarterback class. I got commitment issues, man. I'm not willing to commit to too many quarterback prospects in this class like I was last class. But obviously the first thing that pops off in film is his arm strength and just his ability as a runner. Might be the best running quarterback prospect in this class. The guy is literally a dual threat. He's so elusive And I like that because he's made some very good off-platform throws. Just throws that would be difficult for any quarterback to make outside of structure when pressure is there in his face. The guy has the elite tools. I love I guess you would say how he improvises when the pocket does crumble, when plays just kind of fall apart. The guy's got a cannon, a missile launcher, a railgun for an arm. But he could work on some of his mechanics, right? Mainly his lower body mechanics. His footwork is kind of here and there. While I talk about how he makes a lot of off-platform throws, but there's a lot of throws in the pocket where his feet aren't even set. Sometimes he's throwing off his back foot. And just some things that just need coaching up. And honestly, when it comes to the footwork, those are really kind of some of the easiest things to work on when it comes to fixing mechanics. There's some cases where he'll even throw from a wide base. Looks like he's going down for like a sumo squat or something. But another thing, because a lot of people are comparing him to Trey Lance, they're not similar prospects. They're not similar prospects. Trey Lance, really got no D1, what would you say, commitments, D1 offers to play quarterback. I think the one offer he got was Minnesota, and it was to play like safety or something. But so they're not similar. You may think that they are. They're not. Like Willis, he was an Auburn recruit. Ended up losing out to Bo Nix. That's something to be worried about, right? But ended up going to Liberty. A lot of people want to kind of draw the connections in. Well, they're both dual threat quarterbacks that kind of like have iffy accuracy. But I would say Trey Lance had much better accuracy. Because there were times downfield like Trey Lance's ball placement would be on point. With Malik Willis, there's some of that here and there, but there is a lot of just misses. A lot of it's just up and down. I want to see a bit more consistency when it comes to his accuracy. But yeah, top 20 prospect when it's all said and done. He's probably going to end up going to the first round. And then Sam Howell out of North Carolina, got a top 10 grade on him. I have fallen in love with Sam Howell, probably because I was a big Baker Mayfield fan. They got very similar size. Dude has a cannon for an arm, has some of the prettiest touch you will see downfield. The guy was 58% on passes of 10 yards or more, going for 23 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. He will be without a lot of his playmakers. He's missing his running back, so the running game was a big thing for North Carolina last year. They ran a lot of RPO, but no Javonte Williams, no Michael Carter. Instead, they're being replaced with Ty Chandler. In terms of receiver, he's losing De'Ami Brown. He's losing Daz Newsome. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he'll have similar type of success as he did in 2020. In 2021, losing a lot of playmakers. Probably the biggest knock on his game is, and I mentioned it earlier, is Mac Brown's RPO-heavy offense. But the dude has put in 2 studded years thus far. He's proven to be one of the best deep ball passers in college football. The guy's good in my opinion, man. Very good. There'll be times where I guess you could say he occasionally forces some throws downfield. They're few and far between. You're nitpicking at that point. He's a great prospect. And then Spencer Rattler shouldn't be a surprise. He's my number 1. In terms of arm talent, it's just immense. His ability to escape outside of structure. Literally, people are going to be comparing this cat to Patrick Mahomes. I would say a lot. I'm not going to go that far. But I think a lot of what he does is Mahomes-esque. Big fan. His ability to create just something out of nothing is on another level. No one does that in this class like stinking Rattler does. I do want to see a bit more consistency from his play. I think that would go a long way. There are times where he kind of goes through these cold streaks. I think a part of that is just he has this inability of wanting to settle for easy gains, whether it's checkdowns, whether it's just grabbing a couple of yards with your feet, and the dude just throws it downfield sometimes to his detriment into coverage. But there are also apparently some concerns that he might be a bit douchey. A lot of people are pulling that from QB1, and I haven't found any actual sources outside of that. I'm not concerned about that as of now. The talent's too immense, man. I mean, a lot of people said Zach Wilson was like this snobby rich kid, so it's like, okay. I don't know, but I love the talent of Spencer Rattler. He's probably going to be the number one guy on my board just because of quarterback value. But yeah, that's it for the rankings, and that's it for the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love having that discourse with y'all, and as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.